friends, I'm back. Yay. I'm so excited to be here. For those of you who do not know me, I am Bree Beers. I own the newly rebranded Bree Beers and Associates, formerly known as Lippa Beers and Associates. We help small businesses and individuals with tax prep and tax planning. Tax planning or tax strategizing is our jam because it's where we get to strategize with our clients to minimize their annual tax burden and keep that extra cash and invest it either into their businesses or into themselves. And so that's where we really, really enjoy helping our clients. You could be watching this video in a variety of places, but if it is not our awesome Facebook community called Money, Taxes, and Finance for Small Businesses, please, if you are a business owner, head over there. You definitely need to hop on over and join that group. It's an amazing and supportive community. Those of you who are new to our Money, Tax, and Finance group, we do host 2 live training sessions each week. Mondays at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard are our normal live trainings that are finance and business oriented. We tend to do trainings that are in line with what you guys are asking for in the group. So that's what Mondays are for. And then Fridays actually came about. They just started with when COVID and pandemic all came about in March, and they are a update and Q&A sesh. So if that is where you are watching us now, is in Money, Taxes, and Finance, then you are here for our weekly updates and Q&A session. Today is going to be a little different, but I do want to kind of tell you why I've been gone. So first, I did have a few minor health issues, nothing to be worried about, migraines, back spasms, things that I do deal with. I don't want to say normally because like every couple months, but they all just happen to hit me a lot and hard in about a 2 to 3 week span. So feeling great today. So good to be back. And you guys, the other reason that I was gone is because I needed to give space to my brain and my heart and give space on my social media platforms for all the racial injustice issues that have just become so much more prevalent over these last few weeks. And so for those of you that follow me everywhere, you know that last week I posted in my Facebook community and on my Facebook page, where we stood, that we support Black Lives Matter and that we are doing our best to educate ourselves and figure out what we need to do to become what I've learned is called an imperfect ally. I got that from Erica Corday. And so I just want to talk about a little bit about that today. So because today is my first live since I made this commitment to becoming an imperfect ally, I felt it was only appropriate to talk about it today. Talk about racial injustice, talk about where I stand on the issue, and why I feel it's important to talk about it here on this platform. What I want you to do, guys, if you're watching and you're wanting to turn me off, is do me the solid of sticking around just for this 30 minutes, okay? If you have followed me and you've taken my trainings and you've taken my advice and or you're a client and you've allowed me to help you with your business and your tax projections and your tax pictures, and you've trusted me up to this point with all of that, I ask you to stick with me for 30 minutes at least and trust me just today on this and hear what I have to say. Again, you could be watching this on a variety of platforms. It's going to be on my business Facebook page. It's going to be directly on my business website. It's going to be on my online Facebook community, as we've talked about, Money, Taxes, and Finance. And the first thing I know hopefully not many of you, but some of you are going to ask is, why are you posting about political issues here? Or you're going to say, you know what, why don't you keep your posts like this to your personal social media pages? Okay, I heard it all. I heard a lot of it last week. Not a lot, which makes me hopeful, but I did get some pushback. And I just want to tell you guys that I'm talking about it here for a number of reasons. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about first. Like, why am I talking about it here? So first of all, I want to tell you that racial injustice is not a political issue. There are political issues. There might be political issues that surround it or that stem from it, but racial injustice in itself is not a political issue. It's a human rights issue, period. All right. Therefore, it shouldn't be controversial. So don't make it controversial, okay? It's a human rights issue. That's it. All right, the second reason that I feel it's so important to talk about it here on this platform. You guys, as a community leader and an influencer and a business owner, it is important that I use my platforms and my voice and that I lead by example. And so that is what I'm doing. And this is one of the many things I've learned over these past 2 weeks as I start this lifelong journey. And that's why I'm here. Okay. And that's why it's important that I make it crystal clear where we stand and what my agenda is. And so again, I ask you just to stick with me for another 20-ish or so minutes. Okay. If you're not into this. Okay. And hopefully you're watching this and you're like, yes, I'm so glad you're back. And you're on the same page as me. I just hope that all of you are like that. But I know there's not. I know that that's not the mindset for everybody. Okay. And then the third reason, you guys, that I'm here talking about this on my Facebook platforms and my social media pages, well, y'all, it's my business. It's my Facebook page. It's my Facebook group. And this is an issue that's important to me. I believe it should be important to all business owners because it affects us all. And honestly, if you don't want to hear what I have to say, you don't have to be here. I did ask you, I made a challenge to you to stay for these 30 minutes. But if at the end of 30 minutes, you still can't, don't see where I'm coming from, then you are free to leave. And I hate to see anybody go, but it's honestly so skin off my back. You can stop utilizing my free resources, my free trainings, my free advice. If you're a client, again, I hope that I've helped you enough in your business and with your taxes that I've shown you how valuable my knowledge and my expertise is in those areas, and that you'll consider listening to me on this other, much more important issue. So you guys, the bottom line is, I know that talking about racial injustice makes some of my white friends out there uncomfortable. Okay, y'all, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm uncomfortable. Okay, and based on the climate our society is in right now, it's gonna make us uncomfortable, and it should make us uncomfortable. Okay, and you can choose to do a number of things with those discomforts. Okay, you can shoot for the comments and tell me to stay in my lane as a financial and business expert. That's your prerogative. You can turn me off, you can unfollow me, but I challenge you, like I said, to stick around and just listen. Okay, listen first to what I'm gonna say to you. And then if and when you're ready, go listen to what the actual experts in this topic of racism and anti-racism have to say. Okay, I challenge you to find the answer to this question I'm about to pose, and that is why? Why is it uncomfortable to talk about racism and racial injustice and anti-racism? So right now, I'm going to be 100% honest and vulnerable with you guys in hopes that even one person out there, just one person who is just about to turn me off, hears what I'm about to say and sticks around. I'm going to tell you why talking about race and racial injustice makes me uncomfortable. All right. So it makes me uncomfortable because it makes me think about the moments where I've made racially insensitive comments. It makes me think about how being born white gave me a leg up in this white society. Okay. It makes me defensive. It makes me feel like I did something wrong. And then it makes me angry when I don't think I did anything wrong. And then it eventually makes me feel guilty as hell when I realize that I am indeed part of the problem. So here's my story. I grew up not seeing color. Okay. Not seeing color. And for the last 11 and a half years, I have worked so hard on what I thought was right in teaching my own kids not to see color either. Okay, I've spewed till the cows come home, right? That everyone is equal and that the color of your skin shouldn't matter. All the things, okay? All the things. And I believe that. I don't believe your skin color should matter, right? But, and I don't believe that I am better because I'm white. But what I was missing by not seeing color is the fact that right now we aren't all equal, okay? And yes, that is how I think it should be. Okay. Hi, Angie. I think it should be like that. I feel we all should be equal, but that's not how it is in the world we're living in right now. Okay. And I could start, reeling off all the stats and facts that support this, but that's not what I'm here to do. Okay. I'm not here to preach to you and just start listing off statistics. Okay. But you guys can step back, simply step back and look at the big picture. Okay. And you can see that white people run our country. White people dominate all of the world's richest lists, right? White people run Fortune 500 companies, while Black people are filling our prisons. They are being killed because of the color of their skin. And Black people make up the highest percentage of poor and impoverished in America. That's it. That's fact, whatever I'm going to get. So, well, I wholeheartedly have always considered myself not racist. That isn't enough. It's not enough. All right. We need to educate ourselves and do the work to become anti-racist. Okay. So anti-racist means that I can finally see color. I do see color, and I recognize that there is inequality that exists. And now I'm starting to figure out what the F I can do about it. Okay, so that brings me to today. So again, if you trust me, and if you look back on our relationship and you see that I have always steered you right in the past, okay, in finances, in tax, in business planning, all the things, right? Do me a solid and trust me just one more time, okay? Trust me one more time when I say that joining me in this fight for equality isn't a choice. Okay, it's not a choice. It is something you are morally called upon as an American, but as a human. Okay, it's what you're called upon for humanity. Okay, so it's time to stop making excuses for why it is the way it is, because that's what I see a lot on Facebook. Okay, we're trying to figure out blaming our ancestors, doing this, blaming that. So stop with the excuses and let's just start doing what we need to do and doing the work to fix it. The other thing I've seen a lot of is, why do white people have to fix it? Okay, because we created the problem. Hate to say it. I don't hate to say it. You might hate to hear it, but we created the problem. And if you don't want to hear that, then why don't we go with because as white people, we actually have the power to make the change. Okay. And that's how it is. When you're a person, when you have the privilege to be in power, which white people do, then let's use our power to help the oppressed and the less privileged and the ones suffering. So I just want to end, you guys, I am not claiming to be an expert on this subject by any means. I literally just, freaking woke up 2 weeks ago and started putting in the work. Okay. And I'm not even claiming to be any sort of leader, okay, on the subject. But like I said, I'm just starting, and my journey is going to be lifelong. And it's this goal of becoming, like I said, the imperfect ally, which we can talk about at a later time. But I'm just here today to invite you to come along with me, okay? To tell you that it's safe to do this. And I hope to just be the gateway, the link to the resources you need, the middleman between you and the actual experts who can actually help you understand racism, identify it, speak up against it, and eventually, and maybe this is just the optimist in me, but maybe eventually obliterate it. Okay, that's my goal. So my challenge to you today, if you have not already started this journey, is to commit to learning more about it. Okay, I'm going to post a list of resources right after this live is done, and it's full of books and podcasts and movies and webinars and websites and courses and all the things. Okay. However you like to learn, there's something on there to help you. Okay, and I suggest, if you're hesitant to start this journey, or if you still don't think you even need to go on this journey because for whatever reason, again, I'm going to challenge you to push yourself. Okay, and where I'm going to suggest you start is with a book called White Fragility. It's by Robin DiAngelo. She's actually a white woman, and so much of her book resonated with me and my non-racist mindset. Okay, so start there. If that's where you are, if you are not wanting to hear me and listen to me, or because you don't think you have a problem, or you don't think this is your problem, I challenge you to start by reading that book or listening to it. I do audiobook. And then hopefully there's no one in here that isn't already on this journey. That would be so freaking ideal, right? Hopefully everybody in this group or watching this is already on the journey and is like, yes, Bree, share your resources. I'm always looking for something new to learn and listen to and watch. So I will share that list with you guys all shortly after this video is posted. But yes, join me. All right, join me on this journey. I'm not telling you you have to be vulnerable back at me, but I am just trying to lead by example. All right. And just trying to show, just trying to just set an example for what we need to do as white people to step up and hopefully end racial injustice. All right. So, all right. That's a way to end the Friday. And guess what? It's my birthday weekend. So I'm going to make that about me for a second. So happy birthday to me. I have a weekend full of fun plans ahead of me. But part of that is also, just so you guys know, involves continuing my learning and continuing my journey. All right. So keep an eye out for that list of resources to hit the wherever you're watching this. And thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you guys on Monday in Money, Taxes, and Finance for Small Business. I think we talk about estimated tax payments finally. Been putting that off for a few weeks. So excited to talk to you guys then. All right, bye guys.